Hey guys, welcome to a new video on the channel, and in this video we'll be making this lovely dress as you can see from the start of this video. And if this looks like something you'd be interested in watching, please continue to watch. Also, do not forget to like and to subscribe and share. So for this dress, I already have my measurement on a paper. I already have my fabric also, and I have it folded into my body circumference divided by 4 with an addition of 1 inch for allowance. So the first thing I'll do is I'll go on to measure the full length of what I need for this dress. So for the part where this part covers, it is up to 37 inches, taking into consideration the part that is by the hip side. So I'll be using 37 inches, then I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance, which makes it 38, and then I'll go on to make my point at the top of this when I measure out 38 inches, and then I will make a straight line with this. So guys, as you can see, this is what we have. Next, I'll go on to mark out each point on the body circumference before I come to take out for the shoulder of this dress. So I'm going to mark from my shoulder point to my bust point, then to my waistline, my hip line, and then obviously the end of this dress. So from this point here, I'll be marking from my shoulder to my bust point area, which will be this 11 line here. Then to my under bust point, I'll be using 14.5. Then to my waist point here, I'll be using 17.5. And then to my hip side, I'm going to be adding 9 inches to this 17.5, which will make it almost 27. So we can actually leave it at 27. And this here is going to be the hip line for the dress, and then this one is just the extra that is on the side of the hip line. Now we come back to the top of this dress, and we mark out the shoulder point, and then make a line downwards. Now we go on to measure out the part for the sleeve, or for the armhole rather. So for this, I'll be using this 8-inch point here. So we make a straight line, and then please don't forget to come in by 1 inch on this point, and then make it curve like this. And there we have our. So for this dress, I'll be using the 4-corner neck just as we saw. So for this one, I'm going to be using 4.5 inch, and so I will mark it down like this. Then on this part, we come down by 7. We can still be on the safe spot with 7, so let's use 7 on this point. So we'll go on to mark straight lines down here, just like this and just like this to meet. So if you can use a straight rule if you think that you might not get it straight with your hand, or you can just go on to draw it with your hand if you think you can get it straight. So this is what we have. Now we'll go on to also drop the shoulder here by 1 inch, just so that we have it lapping on the shoulder points, just like so. So this is what we have for this point already. Now we'll go on to measure out each part of the body circumference, just as we know. So I'll make the measurement from my bust part all the way down to the hip side, just like so. Guys, if you notice at the bottom of this dress, we had a point on the bottom of this dress where the dress came to the top like this with the gathers there. So we're going to be marking out 10 inches, which is almost as on the same line as the hip line. 10 inches from the bottom line, which is almost on the same line with this hip part. So we make our measurement just as you can see, 10 inches, and then we make the mark here. Then guys, from this point we'll go on to make it touch bottom here, and then also raise this point by 3 inches, because on the other side of the dress also it came up. So you might decide to not use as much as 3 inches. Let's make it 2.5 inches, just so that it shows that it raised at that point. So we'll be using this 2.5 inches and then this 10 inches up. Then let's make it let's just pick a random point here. So let's use the middle of this here. We have 12.5, right? But we have 12.5 to be here, so the middle is going to be like 6.25, which is going to, or 6.25, which is going to be here. So let's make it touch that point there. You can also decide to use a ruler to make a straight line, or you can just go on to randomly draw it with your hand, free hand. So this is what we'll also have for this point. So this is what we have. Go on to trim this. So guys, now this is the front part. I've put it on the other side. I'm about to cut the back. Now one thing I did, let me show you, is you can see that this is the neck part, and I did not cut it completely like I had initially measured. That's because at one point I stopped and checked and saw that if I had cut it all the way down here, it would have been too wide for my neck. So I cut it, so this is like 1 inch into what I had initially measured, which was, let me show you, which was supposed to be 4.5. So instead I ended up cutting it in by say 3.5 and not 4.5, because I checked it and then it was too wide and I don't want it to be too wide. So now I've placed it on the back and I want to cut out the back side. Don't also forget your zip allowance, please. So now we'll go on to trim, following this same pattern for the front. So for this back side, for this part here, we're going to be making it a straight line. We're not going to be bringing it in. We're going to make it a straight line, just like this, because I do not want it to come in more than this. So I'm going to take it up by 2 inches, just like this, because I do not want it to be as deep as the back. And then we're going to follow all of the remaining cutting measures just like this. So we go on to so guys, this is our fabric. This is our pattern once we are done cutting. Now we come to the waist part, and to avoid a bulge, we're going to be taking a measurement on the waist side, and we'll come in by 1 inch here. Then we'll go on and make a point here. Now for this part here, we're going to curve it to meet the top, just like this. Or we can also choose to make it straight to meet the top like this, and this is just so that we can avoid a bulge. Then we'll now also make it, blend it out with the bottom part of this dress, just like this. So just like this, we're going to cut out this part here on the dress. Now you might be wondering, where is our next 1 inch for allowance going to come in? It's going to come in on this part here. So now we'll go on to trim. Also, please don't forget to nudge for your zipper allowance at the top, just like this. And so we trim. There might not be need to nudge at the bottom because we already have our straight line starting from here, so it tells us where we are starting out from. So this is what we have for this. Now we'll go on to cut facing for this dress, and then we'll take it to the machine. So this is the dress after we have joined the sides and also cut facing. As you can see, we have turned it over. Look at the under of the facing and how it was joined at the shoulder area. So guys, we'll go on to iron hemming gum onto the facing, just so that it can lap onto the dress side. This is not a compulsory procedure, but I'm just doing it so that the facing will not keep jumping. So as you can see, I'm cutting the hemming gum into small bits, just so that they can fit into it and also just stay the way I want it to be. Then after this, I'll go on to iron it so that it can gum together. Okay, so this is the dress after we've attached the zipper, and this is what the front side looks like. So for this dress, we simply just need to attach the bottom onto it and then the sleeve. So now it's time to attach the bottom side to this sleeve. Now in attaching the bottom part of this dress, the first thing I'll do is take out the belt side. For this I used 6 inches, and then I'm going to be using the full length of this satin, which is by 60. So that's 6 inches by 60. After which, when I fold the belt into two, it should be 3 inches on both sides. Then I'll cut out for the belt part. Now we go on to divide this 60 inches into 2 halves, making 30 inches for the top and for both sides, and then we'll just join this by the sides and run gathers, just so we'll be able to get a long part of it for the bottom of this dress. So this is the dress after it has been joined, top and bottom, and this is what we have. So guys, as you can see, please do your very best to ensure that the lines are touching each other here and on both sides. So let me open it up so you can have a better look. And this is the dress. You can notice the sides and see how it was joined. So guys, all that is remaining for this dress now is for me to attach the sleeve to it, and this dress will be done. So now I want to cut the sleeve for this dress, and for this we're going to be folding the bottom part of the sleeve in by this much. And now we'll go on to take our measurement. We want to use, so for this sleeve we want to use 9 inches in length. So we're going to fold this top by this much. So this is what we're working with, and then go on to measure the round of the sleeve. So for this we're going to be working with let's make it's actually 12. We're going to be making it up to 15, which is 7.5 here. So let's so this is what we're going to have for the sleeve. So guys, this is what the dress looks like when we are done making it. This is, as you can see, I've attached the sleeves and I've done every other thing I need to do on this dress. So guys, thank you for watching this video up to this point. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Also feel free to share, and you can leave your questions in the comment section. Thank you for watching guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.